What's up, summoners, and welcome to my Q&A video. A while ago I asked you bros to ask anything regarding myself or my activities, and you did that, thanks a lot. So I ended up gathering the most interesting questions here, and now I'm willing to answer them as well. So let's move on to the first question, that is from Jens Lawson, and he asks, when do you think you can stream again? And he also asks, what did motivate you to start with League and YouTube? Okay, this is a good question to bring up first because currently I'm having issues with the stream and the XSplit program I'm using to stream, so I'm gonna tell you what's going on. The biggest issue I'm having now is the audio quality is very low for some reason, and I really don't want to stream with 128 kilobytes per second. It's damn low quality, I really don't like that. And the other thing I have with the stream is, some of you might have noticed when I'm streaming that you can see which track is playing at the bottom of the screen, and that thing isn't working either. So once I get these two things fixed, or another stream program to use or something, then I'll be definitely streaming again. I'm really hope to do some live commentaries and other fan games and stuff. That's without a doubt, and I'll be always announcing when I'm streaming at Facebook and YouTube as well, so stay tuned for that. And the other question was, what did motivate me to start League and YouTube? Okay, let's start with the League. A couple friends told me that I should give it a try. I first tried it. I used to play World of Warcraft back then. I tried a couple League of Legends games. I was like, meh, okay, this is pretty decent. I gave it a couple chances, then I went a bit off. I went back to WoW. And after I quitted WoW for a couple months later or something, and then I went back to League, and this is where I'm now today. I've played over 3.5 years straight almost, so it's been quite a trip for myself. And with the YouTube, the first thing I can recall is my friend told me back in Season 2, I used to be a very good Alistar jungler when it was viable back in the day, that you should do a guide about it. And I was, well, yeah, sure, why not? What can I lose? And that was a big Kickstarter for my YouTubing, as I really got interested to it, and then I wanted to do more videos and more, and here I am today, ended up doing some more videos, so it's one major thanks to my friend who told me to do that Alistar guide. As we move on to the next question, that is from Ben Smith, and he asks, where are you from? I really want to know. Oh. This is probably the most questioned question I've ever had, because I've responded to this several times in the comment sections, and people have started to type comments in Finnish as well. As I am from Finland, yes, not Romanian as someone asked there, no Russia, no Sweden, Finland. Okay, so let's move on to the third question, that is from Aron Soivio, and he asks, how old are you? What are you studying in real life? What division? Favorite jungler? Okay, another multi-part question. Let's start with the first one. So, I'm 20 years old now and I'm going into college nowadays. And what divisions I am? Okay, first of all, I got 2 accounts on Europe West. My main Hepodix is currently on Diamond 5, as on my Smurf, Hepodix on YouTube is Diamond 2 actually, which is a little weird that my Smurf is higher elo than my main, but the main reason is that I've had better success and luck, I guess, with the Smurfs, so that's why it's higher than my main. And favorite jungler? Okay, this is a really tough one because there are so many good viable junglers, especially now the meta has changed a lot, but if I really had to say one, I'm really into Elise nowadays for some reason. I know I did a mid guide for Elise, but she's extremely good jungler as well. I really suggest to try that out. It's very amazing. As we move on to the next question, that is from Michael Lee, and he asks, which champion is strong at jungling at the moment? So, as the Pre-Season 4 has changed the jungling a lot, it's no wonder that people demand and wants to know which junglers are the strongest at this point. So I think one of the strongest junglers currently are Shyvana, Udyr, Jarvan, Elise, as I mentioned before, Nasus and Vayne. As I've seen those champions either getting banned or picked pretty often, and it's no wonder, especially in Shyvana's case, as she is pretty popular and pretty strong at this point, as I recommend her the most from the list. And Lee Sin, of course, is pretty viable too. That blind monk never gets the nerf, doesn't he? Moving on to the next question, that is from Erik Lundqvist, and he asks, who was the first champion that you ever played? The first champion I ever played was a Mumu, and I remember I really sucked hard back in the day, but the times have changed, so no worries on that. As we take the next question from Thomas Wong W, and he asks, what champ are you using when your first Penta Kill? The first Penta Kill I ever got was with Master Yi back in before Season 1, when the ability power Yi was more than OP, the AP ratios were ridiculous, and it was pretty easy to get the Penta Kill back in the day. Just spam that Alpha Strike and there you go, there you have it. So AP Yi was my first Penta Kill. And the next question is from Bob Knob, and he asks, do you think jungle is still viable right now, or is the meta 2-1-2 better? Well, absolutely no. I really think jungle is more than viable nowadays, as I have talked about jungle in this video as well. And I really don't see the point of having two players in the top lane when you can have this big bunch of neutral creeps and XP to get from the jungle. So definitely I don't think the 2-1-2 meta is viable. As we take a look at the next question we have from Dominic Malaspina, and he asks, do you think League has a bright future? If so, what do you think will happen to it? Well, what I think of this is that the League of Legends has grown a lot, especially nowadays, and still growing and growing and growing, but there will be stop eventually. I think so. But I think the popularity is still getting up for a couple of years to come at least, and I personally don't hope that the popularity will decrease like in some MMOs after some years, that the players are just fading away in terms of lost interest or something else. And I really don't hope League of Legends will have that same fate, but that might happen, so who knows? I can't see to the future, so... As we take a look at the next question, that is from Magnus Saitre Liadal. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but anyways, he demands for Fangames. And I can tell you unfortunately that due to the stream issues, I can't do Fangames at this point, but definitely in the future there will be more Fangames out there. So as long as I get the Twitch working, then I'll be fine with that. As we take a look at the next question, that is from Renke Hobby, and he asks, your favorite champs? I love your videos, by the way. Continue with your videos and you will get very famous soon. Well, first of all, I take that as a compliment. Thank you very much. And my favorite champs. If I have to tell you a champion or favorite my all time, that would be either Veigar or Corki, because those two champions share a good bunch of memories. And I really can't think of anything else. As we take the next question from Nemanja Milanovic, and he asks, for how long do you play? Did someone motivate you to start YouTube? By the way, I really enjoy watching your video. Just continue and you will be popular for sure. Well, another compliment, thank you very much. And I think I kind of answered to this earlier on, but I've played since November 2009. That was the date I started League of Legends. So around 4 years pretty much I played this game, more or less. Especially more now than ever because of the YouTube and stuff. And as I said earlier, the reason I started YouTube was my friend who told me to do that Alistair guide. As well as I got a huge inspiration from James Rolfe, also known as the Angry Video Game Nerd, who has so many epic videos out there, and his passion towards the projects and stuff gave me the will to try out this way of entertainment, and therefore I got hooked up to this stuff, as you can see. And the next question we have is from Igor Leonhardt, and he asks, how long does it take to make a top 10 video? Keep it up, bro, they're really good. Well, thank you, I really appreciate that, and it depends a lot. But usually I would say the total amount of time consumed is around 8 to 12 hours per top 10 video, so they are really time consuming. As we look up the next question, that is from Tuomas Kosonen, and he asks, story of your horse mask. Well, it's a bit weirder story to hear out, but I'll give it to ya. As I'm using the name Hepodix in gaming, some friends told me that it sounds too familiar to Finnish word called hevonen, which means horse, and then I decided to take up the mask and live up to the cliche even to this day. Weird, huh? And the next one we have from Niko Salakka, and he asks, how you have so good English for a Finnish dude? And I think this is a compliment again, so thank you very much. And I don't know, I've really tried to develop my voice during the course of years, and you can go see the Alistair guide, which is one of my first videos that has any commentary of myself. It sounds way worse than that is today, so I've trained the English a lot and trying to make up a decent accent that people seems to like, so it's really nice to hear that from you, bros. Next question from Ibrahim Ehrarli. I hope I pronounced it right. Anyways, what's your favorite lane? Okay, so as some of you might have noticed that most of the guides I've done so far are based on mid lane, which means I really like the mid lane the most, but I really also like ADC. But if one choice needs to be made, that will be definitely the mid lane. I really like it the most. As we take the next question from Hamza Itani, who asks, favorite Rammus skin? My favorite Rammus skin is Full Metal Rammus without a doubt, because that's so badass looking. I really like those details and the model overall. But there are definitely other cool Rammus skins out there, but Full Metal Rammus takes the cake. As we take the next question, that is from Ernesto Hilberer, and he asks, do you own any Silent Hill games? If you do you like those you got? Well, I do not own any Silent Hill games, neither I have played one of those, unfortunately, but I've heard the series is pretty cool, so I would love to try one of those one day. And by the way, you can see the games I happen to own in my website, so go definitely check it out if you haven't yet. But regardless, let's move on to the last question, that is from Claudio Christic, and he asks, what's your favorite color? My favorite color is red, and I've always had the same opinion. So, I don't know for why, but I really seem to like red for some reason. Which concludes up this Q&A video. Thank you for submitting your questions in Facebook, you bros really helped me out here. And that will be it for now. Thanks for watching, my name is Hepodix and have a nice day.